We are here at AVID Investors Club with Brad Sabako, who is going to summarize some of his key takeaways from a lifetime of real estate investing.
Okay, so first of all, thanks. It was kind of fun for me. I used to speak a lot, and so it's kind of fun to do this. I made a lot of mistakes, and I've lost money and I've gained money, but the only thing I really consistently made money at is in my life is real estate, honestly. So I wish I'd have done more of it. I wish I would have focused. Don't abandon the skills and the professions that you really have a passion for. I loved construction. I should have never gotten out of it. I would have moved into different, I would have been a construction company. I would have flipped houses. I would have done something. I should have probably stayed into it because I really still love it. Partnerships are great, but pick wisely and try to get some sort of control and write everything out. I mean, worst case scenarios, even with your best friend. And that leads into the third point, if you do have partnerships and they're friends, you got to stick by what your friendship is and not the money. And real quickly, here's an aside. This is my best friend, and I did the right thing by him, and he knows we screwed up because it's worth $1 million for today, by the way. That condo in Park City, Deer Alley. I sold a house to a direct lineage DuPont guy, and it's still the fourth largest sale in Park City at $12 million. And there's actually a couple ranches that sold for a lot more, but it's just a regular house. What an amazing guy. Wealthy as all get out. And we're one day from closing, and he calls me in a panic. He left 4 messages. And he said, Brad, we're closing tomorrow, a $12 million house. And he's going, I haven't taken care of you. I haven't paid you. Big time in industrial, commercial developers, a lot of times pay commissions separately from the way we're used to it, where realtors get paid by the listing side, the owner. He was worried about me. What a great guy. We became great friends. He's referred me probably 8 or 9 deals, friends of his. So I did the right thing by him and took care of him and paid back. We talked about it earlier. Learn the market, which this is AVID is all about. I wish I had this in Salt Lake. I really do. If I stayed, I'd probably start my own there. And be ready to pull the trigger because deals don't out. Deals are getting harder to find. So be ready to pull the trigger and but know your stuff first. Goals. As I told you 3 years ago, I thought my life was ending. And here I am. I'm moving to Thailand. I have, with just 2 houses, I have enough to live on like a king in Thailand. I have 4 trips to the islands planned. I have a trip to Japan to ski every year in my budget, and I have a house already rented for $362 a month. That's 3 years old and gorgeous and fenced, and it's gorgeous. And then lastly, these are the 5 ways. People don't talk about this one a lot, but a leveraged investment pays you on cash flow, of course, depreciation. What's the tricky thing on depreciation?
Recapture.
There you go. You got to recapture it. So, is it a win? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. Appreciation. I don't buy anything on appreciation, and I don't suggest you do it because then you're not an investor. You're a
Speculator.
Loan pay down. That's another huge return on your investment because your tenant is paying your loan down, right? And then the last one is I took out a loan in all my properties way back when at a fixed number, and it doesn't change as we go through life, but as inflation keeps up, I'm paying it back in cheaper dollars. So there's actually a hidden return there, and it's just to kind of remember that's why real estate's so powerful. It's not a big, it's not in your pocket money. So that's basically it, and I guess my message is, there's a Chinese saying, my ex was Chinese, so I heard it from her family, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8.
Thank you. That was a great summary from Brad and a great presentation. I'm going to pass out these feedback forms, but any questions? These ones are kind of hard to read, but questions for Brad? Questions about the presentation?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So your 7 or 8 condos that you have in a lease will be 8 of that you're going to be selling off.
I don't want to talk about those too much, but go ahead and ask your question.
Well, I'm just wondering, you've got HOAs on those too, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm wondering, when you're planning on owner carrying, you said, when you do that, some sort of control. So if the person, the people you sell it to decide to do
Default
some.
on their HOA?
No, if they, well, that's one thing, but if they decide that they're gonna do some improvements, you know, I'm just wondering how you're planning to,
So part of the
that
deal.
could short circuit with your planning.
So, well, of course, there's risk everywhere.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, I mean, check back with me in 3 or 4 years and see how well this works. I don't know, I'm taking a risk, but I want a new life, and I'm willing to roll the dice. But my friend, he was an ex-telecom guy with me, and we talk once a year to kind of go through a board meeting, right? He's gonna take over managing those, and I sort of have it over the years. So, but I'm not really sure if I answer your question. I don't understand the risk on the HOA thing.
Well, I was more talking about if you sell to folks that decide they're gonna.
Improve it by tearing down a wall.
Exactly, and then you may default and you get the property back and it's a wreck, you know, what do you, I just was wondering what kind of plan you had in place for that kind of situation in
So,
2021.
the only thing we do down there, rents are crazy down there. We always, since we have 8 of them, we always keep our rents a little bit under market. So that's the first thing to do. Just a touch, just to keep them, I just don't ever want anything empty. So that's one thing. Stacy's actually taught me a lot about screening clients. My first place here, I made a huge mistake. It was just dumb, I mean, I could keep making mistakes, what's wrong with me? But, you know, she's got really, by the way, I was really impressed in why I'm here, because, you know, she understands commercial investment in real estate better than any realtor I know. Most realtors they just know residential stuff, so this is a big asset. So again, I don't know if I can answer your question. We hold it in a very strange, it's held in a Grand Caymans entity, it's very odd. He's a financial guy. He did that, he forced me to do it, which was a great thing, because he saw some red flags with my ex 10 years ago that I didn't even see, and he said, I've been divorced 3 times, and I just, in case you get married, I wanna protect my assets, that's what he said. And so, we did this long-term plan, because it was just a retirement thing, so, and it's not something I'm gonna advise anybody to do. I don't really wanna get into too much of the particulars on that. Any other questions?
Hi.
Home pasa Thai Nitnoy. That means I speak a little bit Thai. Yes, I'm gonna enroll, in my budget is a $97 a month personal tutor for 1 year of Thai. Because I wanna be able to move away from, I'm moving to Chiang Mai, which is way up in the north. And they have 2 really bad months of smog, horrendous smog. Because all of China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos burn the rice fields every year. And it all